Yes, they will. Because that's the kind of organization we're talking about. You look puzzled. Let me explain. I don't have numbers for you this time.
I think that's beyond puzzle.
I don't have numbers for you. I got names for you. Here's a couple of them. You might be familiar with their work. Joe Flacco, Ray Rice, Terrell Suggs, Haloti Ngata. They're still on the team. Okay, Ladarius Webb will come back. Maybe they re-sign Brian McKinney. Their coach is pretty good, a guy named John Harbaugh. And here's why I'm banking on the Ravens to withstand all these losses, okay? Ozzie Newsome in that front office, because there are franchises that like to spend their money in March, and there are other franchises who make their money in April. Ooh. That's one of them that makes money in April. When the draft comes around, let's see what they do. But I have no reason to believe, even with all the defections, that this team will fall behind Cleveland or Cincinnati. They'll make the playoffs with like 9 wins, if you're making me answer it right now.
No, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, even though they haven't had any drafts or anything. You lost too many people on this team, and it's not Joe Flacco's fault because he got his money. You talk about a guy like Ed Reed who's leaving. You have to leave when the ship is sinking, and this ship has sunk.
Sinking?
The ship be sinking, son. The ship has sunk. There's too many losses on that defense. I don't think they make it.
Well, and unlike in the past, where they could look forward to these guys coming back and kind of even rally around that concept, like, oh, Ray will be back, he's coming back for the playoffs, or Ed Reed will be back, or whatever. They don't have that anymore. These guys are gone for good. And that's not to suggest that T. Suggs, that they aren't capable leaders, but you can't take that much of the essence of your team away and think that you will be better. That's that Michigan State education.
The numbers just gave me another number to think about.
What number?
Did they win the Super Bowl in 2000?
Yes.
They did.
Yeah.
What happened the previous year?
The previous year or the next year?
After that.
I think they probably missed the playoffs. That way they got rid of Trent Dilfer and had Elvis Gordon.
Yeah, they didn't make the playoffs, right?
Right.
Okay.
What happened? They went through a transition period. Do you see that same transition period? And I agree.
Very similar.
You got a great head coach. Got an outstanding, one of the best GMs in Ozzie. I played against Ozzie. Wonderful job. That organization is set, but they understand this.
Yeah.
This is why they put all their cards on the table this year. They went through the Ray Lewis victory tour. They did it all. They got all their veteran players. They gave them what they wanted. Ed Reed, they understood. We got to make a run at this right now.
Yeah.
We know what we got to do. They won a Super Bowl. They're entitled now for a transition. The transition will be this. They will struggle some. They might go 8-8. They do not make the playoffs. They do not make the playoffs, but then they'll get back and they'll find their way again. This team has become Joe Flacco's team. Can Joe Flacco handle the pressure of being the leader now?
They paid him
because the money says, Joe Flacco, you're the guy. Ed Reed is no longer there. Ray Lewis is no longer there. The face of the organization belongs to Joe Flacco.
Coach, you and I met years ago. We know each other for a long time. I'll never forget the season you went through, like, what, 4 or 5 quarterbacks with the Jets? 5 quarterbacks with the Jets. Okay, you say, hey, brother, hey, coach. You call everybody coach. You ain't never coach. Hey, coach, I'm just trying to make it here. I remember that conversation. You mentioned Joe Flacco. They have a quarterback, and if he's the guy that he was in the postseason, the guy they're paying him to be, then he should make the difference. He has to elevate his game. So does Ray Rice. They're going to find capable players. Once upon a time, Anquan Boldin was drafted. Once upon a time, Ed Reed was drafted. This team knows how to evaluate talent and replenish. They wouldn't do this without a plan. That's why I think they'll still be in contention.
Yeah, but when you look at all the pieces that they lost defensively, you're going to have to replace all these defensive players. You got a Haloti Ngata that's going to still be on this team, but you lost 2 good linebackers, one in Ray Lewis. That's where you lost a good secondary player.
Lewis was barely there down
Ed
the stretch,
Reed, but he was still there, Michael. And you cannot discount the contribution that he made on that football team. Granted, now some of those tackles that he made in the postseason,
they were liberally given to him at best.
I will give you that. But to have him out there on the field, that means a whole lot more than him actually out there making the play.
The list is not long, Coach, and you know this, of players to leave Baltimore as free agents and be successful. It's not a long list.
No.
A lot of guys, they let guys go, much like Pittsburgh. They have a system.
Yes, but here's the problem. You don't want to let some of your core players go. In other words, the guys get into their 5th years. Kruger, okay, he's gone. Ellerby, he's gone. Those are 2 linebackers they could have used. Williams, the corner, now he's gone. Bolden, he obviously helped Flacco.
Yeah,
okay, he's gone. So now the pressure comes on different. How do they handle this? And I get it. I mean, I think they're a good organization, but look at the division. The Cincinnati Bengals, guys, just quietly, they're sitting there going, we've made the playoffs 2 years in a row. We basically have our team. We haven't really lost anybody. They're going to probably have another good draft. They've done a good job of drafting players. And here's another team, and I said it yesterday, and people probably laugh at me, say, Coach, you know what you're talking about? Cleveland Browns are 5-11, guys.
Coach, don't know what you're talking about.
They're 5-11. They're 5-11, and by the way, they beat the Pittsburgh Steelers.
They got a good running back.
And they beat the Cincinnati Bengals.
Help change it.
And you know what? And they're going to get better. I have to tell you what. So, really, when you look at their schedule and you look at the games they lost, they can win 8 games. They could go 8-8 in this division and really be the second team in this division. They could be the second team in this division, not the third team, because Pittsburgh's kind of going through something too right now. We don't know what the Pittsburgh Steelers are yet.
All right.
Yeah.
So we'll see.